Such a shadow. All right. What's up, everybody? Whew. It's been a minute, but we're finally here. Thank you so much for joining me today, tonight, this evening. All right. So don't be shy. This is literally for you guys. I wanted to make myself available so I can be of assistance for you in terms of how do we make this plant-based journey that we're on even easier. All right. So I hope you brought your questions. Um, you can type them in the chat and I will be answering them. So I literally just want to go through, what it is that, yes, let's see what we have here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So the whole point of this is to, like I said, it's to offer my services as a chef to you and to answer questions that you might have. For everyone, it's different. So what time is it? I guess we can get started. It's 8:01. We'll just start. And, don't be afraid. Please ask any questions you want. It does not matter if you think the question is too silly. I want every single question. I want all the tea. I want all the heat. Like, bring it. All right. This is why we're here. This is why I'm doing this. All right. Because my community deserves nothing but the best. And I want to make sure that that's what I'm providing to you. So you have the chat, type away your questions. If you can't hear me, say something. If you're hearing me, at least put one, say hi, something, so I know that you're hearing me, so I can continue and really do this and do the way you deserve. All right. So please let me know that you're hearing me loud and clear so that I can jump right into this stream that we're having this evening. All right. There's a lot going on this week. It's my birthday week. It's the birthday month, and I'm just really excited. So please, somebody watching right now, listening, type something. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear before I continue. All right. So clear. I love it. All right. See the food in the back? I actually made that dish a while ago. But anyway, like I said, don't be shy, guys. All right. Please type something. Let me know that you are hearing me. Please, please, please. All right. Mute. No, that's good. Okay. And the funny thing is, I think this is probably my second live on YouTube. Like, I do lives on Instagram, Facebook, and Kitch all the time, but on YouTube, I haven't I put out content, but I don't actually go live on YouTube. So hey, Shambhala Ferguson, how are you? Can you hear me? Thanks for saying hi. I want to make sure you can hear me. So if you can hear me, please just type yes so I know, and then I can jump into my story and how I'm here to help you. Yes, yes. Hey, chef, we can hear you. Awesome. Shauna, what's up? I'm so happy you're here. All right, awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so welcome, everybody. My name is Ed Harris, for those of you that do not know. And for those of you who do, welcome, welcome. Daniel, what's up, bro? Welcome, my brother. That's awesome. Glad you're here. So my name is Ed Harris. I am a plant-based chef, right? And I have been cooking professionally for over 20 years. What's up, Jane? What's up, Jane?
Hey, everyone.
How's it going?
Hi.
Cool.
Great.
So I've been cooking for over 20 years, right? And I started out cooking all kinds of meat, went to school, classically trained as a chef, and, learned how to cook all kinds of stuff, from you name it, all of the land creatures, the sea creatures, all that good stuff. But over the years, I felt that we should always eat more vegetables than meat, even when I didn't even think that I would be plant-based or go vegan, right? So we decided a while back. I think my son Ed, he's the youngest. He was probably 2,
Yes.
right? So it's been about 5 years because he's 7. So about 5 years ago, we decided that we were going to go plant-based, 100% vegan. And the reason we did that was because we all sat down and watched a documentary called What the Health, right, on Netflix. We watched that, all 5 of us, the 3 kids, Jen and myself. And after we watched that documentary, we literally looked at each other and was like, man, we can't do this anymore.
You remember who told us to watch that documentary?
No.
You don't remember who told us?
No.
Oh yeah, man. I
Oh
know.
my goodness.
She was like, "You gotta see it. You gotta see it."
OMF, thank you.
Yes.
All right. So shout out to OMF, my sister-in-law, her sister. Hey Faye.
Oh, hey,
So
what's up?
um, so we watched the documentary What the Health, and it literally took us and did a 360. It was crazy. We watched it. The kids, they were like, "Daddy, we can't eat meat anymore. Look what they're doing to the cows. Look what they're doing
They
to the
were
chickens."
they were over it.
They were mad.
They were
So
over
they were
it.
mad, right? So in a way, we watched it with them because they literally became our accountability partners,
Yep.
right? Because they allowed us to, hello, Wilkins, how are you? Um, they allowed us to keep this journey on a straight arrow, right? Because when we left, we decided we were going to go plant-based, but me being a purist and a chef at heart, I was like, man, am I really going to give up
Me
lamb and
too. I
bacon
was like,
and
no.
all of this stuff? I'm like, yo, maybe with the kids we can be plant-based, but on the
You,
side,
you remember when we used to like hide and get
yo,
in the garage
forget
and they found the bags? Oh
okay.
no.
So we went to Dubai, right? We went to Dubai. This was probably a year after we decided to go plant-based. And of course, in Dubai, lamb is king. You know what I mean? And me being a chef, I was like, I have to try it. It was the first time I went to Dubai. So guilt, guilty. I felt so guilty afterwards.
I did too.
We
I
ate lamb.
ate it too.
We had a big, nice platter. We were in the desert. We did the whole thing. The camels, the dunes, all that stuff. We were riding around, and
it wasn't worth it.
the corn was delicious. Oh man, they had roasted corn. It was so good. But anyway, we had the lamb. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was nice. It was tender, but mentally, I was just
my
like,
mind was like, what are you doing?
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
So we left Dubai and we decided that was it. we weren't going to eat meat anymore. We weren't going to eat any kind of land animals. And this is no judgment to anyone that still eats meat, right? This was something we personally decided to do. And after we got back home, we watched a few more documentaries, Seaspiracy, Cowspiracy. I mean, there's so many others. If you just type in food documentaries on Netflix, there's a plethora of these documentaries, right? So we watched like maybe 6 or 7 of them, and it just reiterated the fact that, unfortunately, the way the world right now handles food,
say it again, sir,
it's the problem.
Yep.
Back in the day, right? Game Changer was another good one. Yes,
yeah,
Shauna.
Yeah, Shauna, that was a good one too.
When my mom, which is on this live, right? When she was eating meat, it was once a week, twice a week. And you saw the cow that was killed.
You knew the butcher.
You knew the butcher, like you knew that it was handled to the utmost respect. And this cow wasn't fed with a ton of antibiotics and all of this stuff that is just unhealthy for us to consume.
Hi, Leah.
Hey, Leah. So, watching all of these different documentaries, it just showed us that you really have to pay attention to what you put into your body, because at the end of the day, these guys are literally here to make money off of you, right? They're there. They don't care about if you're sick or not. They don't care about what they pump into the animals. As long as they can sell it and make money, they're good to go. Sasabek, what's up, bro?
Sasabek, how are you?
All right. So, after watching that and just seeing how they treat the animals, like for instance, chicken, right? You look at these farms, they basically pump the chickens with all kinds of stuff to make the chickens grow at an alarming rate. Like chickens are supposed to get to their maturity years, not in weeks, not in months, right? I'm talking about it takes about 3-4 years for them to reach maturity. But because of how they're growing chickens now, where it's like a conveyor belt system, the chickens get big so quickly that their muscles, their legs don't develop fast enough to keep them standing up straight. So because of that, they're always sitting down. And because they're always sitting down and they're not getting exercise, they develop disease. The bottom of them, they get sick. You can see the feathers falling off because they're not moving around. They're not healthy. And then they pump them with antibiotics. I'm just saying, you don't have to take my word for it. Like you can just look,
do your research,
and you can see this for yourself, right? So Not to say that all chicken that you buy might be like that, but let's say majority of the chicken that's being sold, this is what's going on with it, right? Because everybody wants food so fast that they have to grow them very quickly, right? The demand is so high that they have to figure out a way to grow these things super fast. So this is what's going on. Anyway, so my story, back to our story. We decided to not eat meat anymore. We decided to cut out seafood, right? Because literally, and to tell you the honest truth, everywhere you turn, they're telling you that there's something that's bad for you. Like even now, they're putting stuff into the vegetables. I just found out that there is a company now called Appeal that is creating these GMO vegetables and fruits. They're creating these genetically modified ingredients that they're coating and putting on top of the vegetables. So it's like everywhere you turn, there's something. And the whole idea is to keep us
Sick.
right. So for you to be aware of what's going on is the most important thing. So by limiting the amount of ingredients that you put into your body that is already not good for you is your best case scenario to live a healthier life, right? A longer life. Not to say that there aren't people that eat meat that are super healthy and live a really long life, right? But everyone's makeup is different. So instead of testing the boundaries of what your body can take and handle, let's just say that's why my thing is, and my saying is, eat more veggies.
That's it.
I'm not telling you to stop eating meat.
Just eat
We
more
have
veggies.
stopped eating meat. But if you are going to continue to eat meat, at least eat a lot of vegetables, because vegetables at the end of the day is what's good for your body, right? Your gut biome, your gut flora, your stomach right here. What?
According to my Nigerian people, your belly.
Yes.
Your belly.
Yes. And what feeds that and what makes that strong is vegetables,
Right.
Not meat, not seafood, not poultry. All right. It feeds on the dark leafy vegetables. So the fact that you're putting that into your body automatically helps your intestines. It helps your body get the bacteria, the good bacteria that it needs, and all of that good stuff that keeps you strong, keeps your immune system, because your immune system, believe it or not, actually feeds off of your gut flora, which feeds off of the green leafy vegetables.
I mean, Chef, when somebody is going through chemotherapy, they tell you to immediately adopt a vegan diet.
Thank you for saying that.
They say that because that's how your body needs to recuperate and gain the energy that it needs, all the and build back up. So they immediately put you on a vegan plant-based diet.
And that's for the people that care about you, because
right.
Come to find out, someone we were just talking to recently, they were visiting a friend in the hospital. This person is diabetic. They're giving them every single thing that
which
raises their sugar and their insulin, which now keeps them even more sick. And now they have to go back and take more meds. So you have to really be careful. Even going to the doctor, you have to double check what they're giving you, right?
Check,
you can't just go to the doctor. You can't just accept what they tell you and then let that be it. You have to do your due diligence and doing your research in finding out, is this actually really good for you? Because you can't give a diabetic things that have high sugar and expect them to recuperate and be well. Like, they're going to get back sick and then they're back in the hospital and you're back to medication again. All right. What are some ways to introduce plant-based to children? Ooh, I love that question.
That's a good question.
Okay. So Leah, the way we did it as a family is we encourage.
You scare them. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you don't scare them. What you do is you include them in every decision. You include them in the process. When we go to the farmer's market, when we go to the supermarket, we take them along with us. We say to them, what's your favorite vegetables? You have them pick it out. You start with your favorite vegetables first, right? You get them to eat their favorite vegetables. Once they are picking that, then you can slowly introduce other vegetables to them, right? The other thing I would say is the way you cook the food. You have to season it like you season meat.
Exactly.
I tell people
that was a game changer for me. That was a game changer for me when I started treating vegetables like I would. Yeah, perfect. Good job.
You have to season your food like meat, because when you season your vegetables like meat, it already puts you in a place to win.
Yes.
Because vegetables need love too. You know what I mean? They really do. And come to think of it, when you season meat, seafood, and poultry, what are you using? You're using vegetables.
True
You're
that.
using herbs.
Say it again,
You can't
chef.
season it with, if besides salt, it's herbs, it's vegetables.
You're right about that.
So you already have the ingredients that create flavor. You just now need to understand it. And that's why I really wanted to do this live,
I'm
because
so glad you did.
thank you.
That's so smart.
The idea here is to let you know that it's super easy to create flavor. You just have to go with your gut feeling, getting a ton of different types of seasonings, right? This was the other reason why I went into seasonings, because for me, my pantry, it has an insane amount of seasonings, from Indian flavors to Asian flavors to Mediterranean to African, Spanish to African, Caribbean. Like, I have all of it. So at any given moment when I decide to cook something, I just need to go to my pantry and figure out what nationality, what cuisine I want to do. And I have spices that facilitate that flavor profile, right? So getting access to a lot of seasonings is one thing that really helps. Two is the way you cut your vegetables. This is super important for kids because they're so picky, right? So like, for instance, spinach. A lot of kids get grossed out by spinach. Even me as an adult, if I go out to a hotel or I'm on vacation and they bring out my spinach and it's not cooked a certain way or it's not seasoned a certain way, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. And I love spinach, so cutting up your spinach first before you saute it is going to make a big difference, especially for kids, because spinach can get kind of slimy.
Yeah.
It can get, the mouthfeel of it is not pleasant if it's really big leaves and they're not cut, right? So that's what I would say to really introduce vegetables and just a plant-based diet into kids, right? And start with one thing. Don't just give them a whole, just don't change the whole thing. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, we're eating all vegetables today. You're going to turn them off. Start with breakfast only, or start with lunch or dinner only, and then slowly. And the other thing you do is you give them less meat, more vegetables.
Yes.
Right? And you keep doing that gradually until the meat on the plate is like this big, and then there's this much vegetables. And I'm telling you, it's going to make a big difference.
And one more thing I will add is getting a plant from like Lowe's, Home Depot, any of these, like a tomato
starter,
plant,
a plantling,
pepper
a seedling.
Plant, any kind of vegetable plant that they can see. Watching them grow, or them watching a plant grow from just a seed to harvest, it gives them that connection to vegetables.
Yes.
I don't know what God has, I don't know what God did to it. Something about growing and harvesting, my kids light up. It's like, it's magical.
Yes.
So you don't have to do a lot. Just one tomato plant, one pepper plant, one.
Get herbs.
Get herbs.
Like, for instance, yesterday I was making pasta for dinner, and literally it's tomato sauce. I made homemade sausages. I sauteed that, mushrooms, and now mushrooms is something we're going to touch on. Don't let me forget.
That's a whole nother subject.
Right? And I told my second oldest, she's 8. I was like, Elia, can you go outside and get me some basil? She's like, Daddy, okay. She ran outside. I'm like, I need 4 leaves. She got so excited that she had to pick the basil. Now, they're picking basil that's growing outside, and now you're eating it with the food. The flavor, the aroma,
it's amazing.
It's a mind thing that they get so excited.
It's so big. It's
right?
So big.
And it's just a little plant that you can have in your house
for
outside.
$5, by the way. It's like $5 a pot.
So getting fruits, getting vegetables, things that you can grow, and just having them be a part of the decision making, having them be a part of making dinner. Like, I created a schedule for my kids. My oldest, she is going to be 13 in September. She does dinner with me. My second oldest does lunch, and my youngest does breakfast.
And I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And this is every day.
Yeah.
So they get to join me and create these different meals that we do each and every day, right? So when they're a part of it, 9 out of 10 times, they're going to be more willing to eat the food we serve them because they were a part of creating the process, the meal. All right. So that's that.
You have a question from Sesivek. What's been your favorite part of being on this journey?
Learning how to make more dishes, learning how to create more flavors. Like, for me, I was always a lover of vegetables, but when you go plant-based, you have to
get really creative,
kick up the creativity level to another. You have to.
First of all, you got to get in your mind that this is going to be delicious.
Yes, that's the first thing. The mindset, right?
Like, You're like, wait, this is gonna be delicious. I mean, you like when we go out to like, on dates or whatever, and then we see other people eating meat and fish and it doesn't bother me, like, because I'm focused on my plate. I'm focused on what I am doing. So I think a mindset thing of knowing that, I'm doing this for me. This is what I need for my body. This is what's good for me. I think that's one of the best things. Yeah. For me, it's sharing the knowledge with others. Like what we're doing right now, like literally, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I have like 3 wigs that are like, Jane, come style me. And I'm like, no, I want to be here because of this is just
being able to share knowledge
love and share this information, because it's been so beneficial to it's changed our lives forever. So I always like to introduce it to people who are willing to listen. So.
Thanks for that question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
What's the next one?
You are from St. Lucia, like I am. Do you oppose to meat eating from local farmers, etc.? I have wanted to go vegan for a while, but have not gone past my
pescatarian stage.
Oh, that's fine.
And a lot of people that go vegan or go plant-based, pescatarian, eating fish, seafood is like one of the last things they do, is either that or chicken, right? Everyone drops meat first, and then chicken or fish is the last thing they drop, and then dairy, right? So what I would say, like for me, local is always better than industrial, 9 out of 10 times, right? So if you know the person that is growing the animals, that is feeding them, that is doing all of that, and you're okay with that, then that's cool. It's definitely going to be healthier than you going to a supermarket where everything is coming through on a conveyor belt. All right.
And I think this brings us back to what I remember when we started this journey, and we said we would be honest. But one thing I love that we did is we are not here to tell anyone what to eat. All Chef has always been about, and what I love about what he's, his calling is, he just wants you to eat more vegetables. Like literally, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're pushing. Just eat more vegetables. So you can kind of incorporate it, customize it to whatever suits you. And I think a lot of times the community, the vegan community,
some of them are harsh.
They're not accepting.
Some of them are harsh.
They turn people off.
Yeah.
And people, you eat meat or whatever, you eat fish or whatever.
How dare you?
And that's why you wrote the books Veganish.
Yeah.
That's where all that came from. His first and second book, Veganish, was we were veganish for years.
Yeah.
And we felt like people were
and
not so kind.
100%. People were definitely not kind, right? Because when COVID happened, we were still in the thick of things, right? And writing the cookbooks, because I remember meeting a few people and they were like, so are you 100% vegan?
Like, what does it matter?
They were very standoffish.
What does it matter?
You still wear leather, and
yes. Like, what are you doing? You're missing the whole point.
Exactly. It was pretty crazy. So the thing is, it's like when you decide that you're going to be plant-based, like everybody's plant-based is different. Like you can be 100% plant-based, you can be 50% plant-based, and the idea is that you are eating more vegetables than anything else.
That's it.
Right? If you're going to eat meat, if you're going to eat poultry, if you're going to eat seafood, do small portions of it, right?
Moderation.
And do heavier on the vegetables until you can completely cut out the meat, right? Because to go cold turkey, you're going to fail, right? Because you're going to crave it the first couple months, the first year.
I still cannot go to a Nigerian restaurant.
It's tough.
I will not do that to myself. I can't do it. I know my limits.
Yeah.
So, and I've been vegan for 5 years. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not gonna. You don't put yourself in certain situations
that
where
will,
you're like,
So
that your favorite aunt's house. Don't do it.
You are correct, because the meat by itself has little taste. Exactly. It's the seasoning we usually use on the meat is what's the trick. So that's you said it, it's all about seasoning your food, and once you understand flavor profiles, it's really important, right?
Question.
Order from. Okay, go ahead. Wow.
How do you accommodate your visitors when they have to eat in your home? Only girl, let me tell you something. You do you, man. Everybody that knows,
it don't matter who comes to our house.
You eat vegan.
You eat what we're cooking. Like, and that's it. There's no excuses.
No.
There's no substitutes. We're not trying to accommodate you because you eat meat. Like, if you come to Casa Harris, you're eating
that's it.
Vegetables.
And the truth is, we're lucky that our family, they understand.
Yeah,
I
they know.
luckily I don't have people that you will not be invited to the house if you give me
Yeah,
a
I mean,
hard time. You're
you
not
won't,
coming.
you're not
I'm
coming
not
back.
gonna.
You're not
Are
coming
you
back.
kidding
It's
me?
simple. But no,
No.
even and when you get comfortable enough doing plant-based food and doing vegan food, even the meat lovers will appreciate the food that you make.
What?
Right? We
Yes.
had a gathering over at the house not too long ago, massive family gathering, and it was all plant-based food
Oh, it
we
was so
did,
much fun.
and we had no food left over.
It
I
was
mean,
gone.
everything was so delicious. We do all kinds of stuff, and you can just have fun.
Yeah.
you know Cooking is all about creativity. It's once you have certain ingredients, it's really easy to create beautiful dishes,
Yeah.
right? But you have to have the ingredients, you have to have the equipment, you have to have the mental mindset to believe and know that you're going to actually make something that's tasty, right? That's super important. As long as you believe it, then it's going to happen, right? So the other thing I would say is when you're being plant-based, like for instance, going out to eat, right? Because sometimes you can't control if you get invited somewhere, there might not be plant-based options at the restaurant. And this is something I'm going to start doing.
Putting crackers in my purse.
No, we don't have to put crackers in our purse because I don't have a purse. So I won't be walking around with no crackers. But what you do is you look at the menu and you dissect the menu.
Before you get there.
Right? You either check out, you ask them like, oh, so where are we going? So you get the name of the restaurant, you look at the menu. And what you do is you look at all the vegetables because every restaurant has vegetables. This is guaranteed, right? The only thing you need to worry about is if the vegetables are pre-cooked. If they're pre-cooked, then they might be cooked in, meat stock, or they might be cooked in butter or heavy cream. If it's potatoes, mashed potatoes, then definitely there's butter and heavy cream in it. So you now have to look at the menu, and it doesn't take that long, but it takes practice, right? So you look at a menu and you're like, okay, I can get roasted potatoes, I can get string beans, I can get asparagus. And there's nothing wrong coming from a chef, all right? There's nothing wrong with telling the server, hi, can I get a side of sauteed spinach with olive oil and garlic? Salt and pepper. That's done. Can I get some sauteed string beans? Can I get steamed string beans? Can I get some roasted potatoes? All right. Any vegetable that you see on the menu, they can literally make it vegan for you. If it's already cooked in something that's not vegan, they have extra on hand that they can easily make for you that makes it vegan. All right. You can get rice, you can get pasta. All right. You can get pasta sauteed with some extra virgin olive oil. They can make a pesto for you. It just depends on where you go. If you go to somewhere that might not be so fine dining and it's a little bit more fast casual or a fast food place, then you're limited to like French fries, and maybe you can do like a sandwich that just has sauteed onions, peppers, mushrooms. But you literally just dissect the menu, pick the things that are there that you know are vegetables, and then you just ask them to cook it for you in some olive oil, some garlic, some thyme, some fresh parsley, cilantro, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So it's really easy. It don't matter where you go to eat. There's always going to be options for you to eat. Don't let anybody ever make you feel like you're not going to be able to get something to eat. You know what I mean? Next, I had a friend say, I'm afraid I'm going to starve at your house. I'm kind of hurt my feelings, but it kind of hurt my feelings, but I also don't want to shift for others, like you said. I'm telling you, you tell your friend that you understand where she's coming from, because this is how a lot of people have made it seem that people that are vegan or plant-based, they're eating like rabbits, just lettuce and carrots, and they're not really full. I eat, and trust me, my stomach is full every single day. All right. So if you are going to have friends come over and they're kind of worried about what they're going to eat, tell them, don't worry about it, right? Because you can literally create a full table of food, right? Like I said, roasted potatoes. You can even do mashed potatoes, vegan, right? You can do shepherd's pie. On Tuesday, tomorrow, right? For those of you that join me on Kitsch, I'm going to be doing a vegan shepherd's pie tomorrow. Like, these things are doable. Literally anything that you have eaten that has meat in it, you can veganize. That's my word. Like, I love saying that. You can veganize literally anything. We have made cinnamon rolls. We have made donuts. We have made cakes. We have made muffins. I mean, anything. Like, it's doable. All right. You can substitute. And if you're trying to bake, then you can do flax seeds, right? We use a lot of flax seeds in our house when we're baking, right? 1 tablespoon of flax seeds, 3 tablespoons of water is the equivalent to 1 egg, right? So we use that when we're baking. We use baking powder with that. Sometimes we'll use applesauce depending on what we're baking. But all of these are different things that facilitate baking. So there is almost nothing that you have had before that you can have now, right? As someone that's trying to be more plant-based or trying to be vegan. It takes time. The other thing I wanted to touch on, right, was when we decided to go plant-based, we took it one step at a time. We started with breakfast. Breakfast was the hardest for me, right? Lunch and dinner I had in the bag. But breakfast, because breakfast is bacon, sausages, eggs. That's your breakfast. You know what I mean? So I had to literally get creative with breakfast. So breakfast turned into roasted potatoes. It turned into hash browns, right? It turned into bagels, avocado toast, you know, overnight oats, oatmeal, chia pudding. Like there's a ton of stuff you can do. But we started with one meal and we did that for a whole week. And then that week became 2 weeks and then a month. And then when we were comfortable with making breakfast all plant-based, then we went to breakfast and lunch and we did the same thing. So we gradually eliminated meat, seafood, and dairy from our diet. It wasn't something that we just like, oh, we're going to cut off everything right there and then. Meat, we cut out completely immediately. But like the dairy and stuff like that, we took our time. This is not a race, right? There is no end, right? It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey. And you do this one step at a time. You take it slow. You don't have to race. You're not in competition with anybody else. Everybody's different. Everyone's tolerance is different, right? Everybody's cravings are different. And I'll tell you this, when you start to cut out dairy and meat, you will get cravings for it. But the more how do I say this? The longer you don't eat meat, seafood, and dairy, the better. Because when you go back and you eat it, the taste of it, you don't want to touch it. Like we were out at a Chinese restaurant and we ordered fried rice and they put eggs in it and we didn't realize it. As soon as I opened up the container, I could smell the eggs and it was so off-putting to me. Like I couldn't even eat the fried rice and I love fried rice. So the longer you stay away from eating meat and dairy, your body will not want to touch it. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? So, but if you're eating it, you're going to enjoy, you're going to love it because that's what your body's used to. But the minute you stop eating it, your body knows that you don't want it anymore. And it will create a system for you where you don't enjoy it as much anymore. And little by little, you're going to enjoy it less and less. So I say this to say, don't rush into it. Don't force yourself. Don't feel like you have to do it right there and then you have to do it cold turkey. Like you don't have to. All right. Take it one step at a time and take it one day at a time. This is the most important thing. Any other questions? All right. Drink some water here. I'm talking for 30 minutes. But no, seriously, like I do content every week showing you how to create delicious food. All you have to do is join me on Kitch and you will be alerted. And if you can't join me there, you can text me. I send out recipes every week. You can text me 404-383-4405. If you text me every week, I send you 2 new recipes. And the recipe, it's a video showing you exactly how to do it from start to finish and an actual written recipe. So there's no reason why you can't win. You know what I mean? I gave you everything you need. I even have spices that you can buy. I have cookbooks if you want. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that's available. You can go online. There are a ton of websites that is very helpful. And I'm always here. Like when you text me and say you're cooking something and you're like, chef, I don't know if I should be doing this. Like, I got you. You'll get a reply and you can go kill it. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that it works if you want it to work, and don't be hard on yourself. Say you eat meat, you eat seafood, you eat poultry one day, and you're like, man, I wish I didn't do that. Now I have to start over. No, you don't have to start over. You just continue, right? Like you fall off the horse, you get back on, and you keep going. Like you don't have to be mad at yourself. You don't have to be angry. Like, this is your journey, and nobody can tell you how to do your journey. So you make mistakes, it's okay. As long as you keep going, that's the most important thing. Do you ship your spices? We ship everywhere, Lydia. Everywhere. We ship internationally. And we have a ton of spices. We have spices for Indian food, Chinese food, Caribbean food, African, Spanish, Italian. I mean, New Orleans flavors. We have smoked salt. We have a ton of stuff. And the seasonings, when I tell you they're super potent, they're all natural. And on top of that, they are so fresh. And once you start using them, it's game over.
I love all your recipes by Nikki. Hey, Nikki.
Hey.
The pasta was amazing. You don't have to.
You didn't have sausage, but I used mushrooms instead.
Yes, beautiful.
I love that. Thank you so much. I mean, and that's just one of many pasta dishes that I do. You know what I mean? Shauna said, that's exactly how I feel now. I never actually thought I'd get so used to it that I wouldn't even desire meat, but I'm happy I am. And I went cold turkey too, chef. There you go. Yeah. The minute you stop eating it and you're that way for a while and you actually go back and you try it, you're like, what have I been eating? Like the taste and the mouthfeel of it is so foreign. It's crazy. And then not only that, up here, it messes with you. It's like, what are you doing?
This is
why
right
are you eating it? This is nasty. Your mind is already telling you like, that's not good for you. So there's a lot going on.
That's crazy.
Linda says, I am so happy that I gave up certain foods, especially meat, animal protein, and thanks to Chef Ed, I'm learning how to cook vegan. I am studying nutrition, and this is for a life mindset, a lifestyle mindset.
Yes.
Linda, that's it. And thank you for saying that. It's a journey.
It's a shift.
It's a lifestyle, and I just want my people, my friends, my family to be healthy. Whatever that looks like for you, that's what it is.
Happen.
The idea here is to just be conscious of what you're putting into your body. It doesn't matter what you eat. Just know what you're putting into your body. Know where it's coming from. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, you go to the supermarket and you're shopping. Remember this, the packaging, anything that is in a package, anything that is not from the ground, that has been processed and sealed, the front of it is made to entice you. The front of it is made to lure you in. False advertising. The back is where the nitty-gritty is.
The nitty-gritty.
The back is where they have to list the honest truth of what's going on. You look at the menu. You look at the ingredients. And you'll see what's in there. I mean, there's
some of it will say death. They might as well.
I'm telling you.
May cause cancer. I'm like, what?
Exactly. Food. So it's like you have to be careful. And like back to what I was saying about this new company that's out, that's funded by the Bill Gates Foundation called Appeal. If you guys, the next time you go shopping, please pay attention. If you see any fruits or vegetables have that sticker on it, stay away from it. All right. These things are not good for you. They have put chemicals and genetically modified things on it to make the vegetables and fruits last twice as long on the shelves. And it's not natural. It's not healthy. All right. And this stuff is seeping into the food and that goes into your body. And some of these things are forever chemicals. All right.
They want people to pay into Social Security and not actually collect it.
Exactly. Forever chemicals, they don't leave your body.
Trying to kill it.
They don't leave your body. So you have to be really careful of what you're buying. All right. So when you go, and for my plant-based people, all right, I know the sausages and the hamburgers and the nuggets and all of this stuff, it looks great and it might taste good. Be very careful. Don't eat too much of it.
Please.
All right. Eat it very sparingly. Once in a while.
I almost got hooked on it, babe.
Me too.
I needed deliverance.
The ground beef.
What?
And the patties, man.
I was like,
it makes the food taste good.
I was like, whoa.
And the hamburgers.
Man, until you made the homemade ones, and I was like, oh man, this is
which is coming soon. All right, I'm gonna
you have to.
I'm gonna do some streams, and I'm gonna show you how to
you
make
have
sausages at home, so you can make it yourself. I'm
Please.
gonna get one so I can show you.
If
you
you
what
have
it
to
looks
see
like.
it. Really, really
All
good.
right.
Really,
Just so
really
you
good.
know,
Yeah, because I almost got hooked on the process. Because the truth is, processed vegan food is worse than it's terrible.
It's worse than the actual stuff that
you're trying to not eat.
So this is our homemade sausage, right?
So good.
And what's in this sausage? And it literally looks like the sausage.
It is so good.
Look at
It
this.
is so good.
Right? So this is the homemade sausages that we made. And you can do it.
It's so good.
It's
What's
very
in it?
simple. I'll tell you what's in it. What's in it is what's in it?
What isn't in it?
Okay, so there's oats, right? There is lots of seasoning and spices, peppers, onions, garlic, smoked paprika, celery. There is some wheat gluten just to bind it and keep it together so it doesn't crumble and fall apart. But that's basically it. A lot of mushrooms.
Yeah.
A lot of sometimes I'll use white beans, navy beans. You know, you can use sauce. You can make sausages with different things. You can use tofu to make sausages. You can use wheat gluten. You can use beans. You can use quinoa. Sometimes I put rice, brown rice,
it's so
oats.
Good.
Super healthy. And the thing is, the fact that you make this at home, there's no preservatives. There's no additives.
Right.
There's none of that stuff. Right. So you can create these flavors, and this mixture, you can roll it, form it, turn it into sausages, turn it into patties, turn it into a loaf. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll make loaves, and then and the way you actually make it is after it's like this, you steam it.
Yeah.
So then it sets, and then you can slice it, and you have like deli slices. You can use that for your sandwiches. I mean,
I'm hungry right now.
The list goes on and on.
It's really good.
All right. So
so delicious.
I just that's basically why we're here today. Just
stay encouraged.
Share, this with you and to answer the questions that you brought, which was amazing. So thank you so much for all the questions that you guys brought. I'm gonna stay here for another couple minutes. If you have any other questions, and please ask away. This is your opportunity to ask, no matter the question. If you think it's silly or not, please ask. There's no judgment. All right. Before we head out of here, and my birthday's coming up. It's the
Friday.
30th. It's the 30th, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna do a crazy sale on Friday on the website. The website is Knife and Spoon, by the way, right? Knife, letter N, spoon.com. All right. And we have tons of stuff on there. The spices on there, amazing. Amazing. How long did it take? Do you need a certain appliance to make them? Ooh, great question. So I use a steamer, double steamer. I have, I guess I can grab it and show you. It's a bamboo steamer, but you don't have to use a bamboo steamer. You can use any steamer you like.
Nikki, Chef is gonna share the recipe very soon. He hasn't shared it yet. Don't worry.
I'm gonna do an actual live stream.
Yeah.
And so this way you'll be able, but text me, Nikki, all right? 404-383-4405. So this way I'm gonna text my community a couple days before I actually do the live. So you'll be able to get alerted of when I'm doing it, so you can actually join and see it done firsthand. But this is my bamboo steamer. So I just lay them in there, wrapped in the wax paper, the foil, and then cover it. And I steam it for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how big I make them. And
you can get this from Amazon.
Yes, you can get this from Amazon.
Very inexpensive.
Super cheap. And you can use a metal double steamer if you want. It's totally up to you. But that's how I cook them. And once they're fully steamed, I keep them in the freezer. And I pull them out a day before I need to use them. And then you can saute them. When they're steamed, they're fully cooked, so you can eat them as is. I slice them up, I saute them. I use them for my sandwiches, for bagels, for my hash browns, home fries, for pasta, everything, right?
Yes, all the spices he's mentioned are on his website. He has over 11 spices, and you can go crazy.
If you're in the text, Nikki, then don't worry about it.
Yeah,
you'll get the alert when I'm going live with it. I'm going to text everybody just so they're aware. For sure.
I think I wanted to address what Shauna talked about how someone hurt her feelings when they said, come at us sideways. I say, from even on social media, this
Yeah.
lady, she had a whole paragraph. She goes, and by the way, she kind of, she insulted me with everything else. And then
Salt your head.
at the end of the insult, she goes, by the way, stop forcing veganism down our throats.
Yes.
Not
yes.
everybody wants to be vegan. I say, you know what? That's fine. You don't have to want to be vegan. But if you are going to come on my page and watch my videos, I will continue to speak on my vegan lifestyle. So sometimes you just have to have a no nonsense, nonchalant, no apology lifestyle towards people, just with anything else.
Yeah.
So having the confidence to be on this journey is going to take you far. And sometimes on this journey, you're going to lose some family members, you're going to lose some friends, and that's okay. Anybody that disturbs your or it disturbs the way you want to move forward, that already tells you that not only do you have to get rid of me, you got to get rid of that.
Yeah. If they're not going to facilitate this journey that you're
Cut 'em
taking
off.
to better your life, then you know that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
You know what I mean? If they're going to make you feel bad for this choice that you're taking, then you know what you have to do. You know what I mean? You can't include them in certain gatherings. You can't go out with them. You can't hang out with them, because if they're going to make you feel bad for wanting to be healthy,
for wanting to be, listen,
healthier,
for wanting you to listen, first of all, you're an adult. No one should make you feel bad for your decisions, period.
Yes. Yes.
So
especially if you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, automatically, that's not even healthy spiritually, emotionally,
mentally.
So right there, they just told on themselves. They literally just put themselves in a category in your life, and you have to make that decision. And a lot of times when I talk to people about being vegan, they want to do it. The people around them are making it even more difficult for them.
100%.
That's so sad.
And then you have households where the mom might be vegan or plant-based, and the dad is like, I want my meat, I want my steak, I want my lamb. And you have to do what you have to do.
You have to do what you have to do.
So, and I'll tell you this, for the families that are listening, if you have people in your family that wants to be plant-based, and there's some that are like, I don't want it, don't push it, don't force them.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't want to do is force anybody to be plant-based or to take this journey with you, because that is going to turn them off. But what you do is you make these delicious looking dishes
and smell good,
right?
They can't even help it.
You just eat your stuff, and you're like, they'll look at you and you're like,
hi, Linda.
Then you just offer them, would you like a taste? And then they might be like, maybe I'll have a taste. And then that's it. But you don't force them. And they'll come around eventually, right? But the minute you force feed them, that is going to turn them off completely, and it's going to make them hate it and hate you.
And don't you just, people that when you go in a room, before you pick something up, so do you know that has a 90%? Don't be that person. Like,
do you know that's unhealthy for you? Eating meat gives you
you will never hear me. I celebrate myself and my journey in hopes to inspire
and encourage.
But I'm not gonna sit there and tell you should. That's just not my style. And I think
not necessary.
It's just not necessary. I mean, people see me all the time like, oh my God, Jane, you dance, you do martial arts, you homeschool your 3 children. I say, well, how do you get your energy? I'll say, from the plants that I eat.
100%. 100%. Plants, they do a lot, and the other thing about eating meat is that it weighs you down.
It weighed me down, Eddie.
When you eat meat, you have to realize
good for me.
that your body is going
to
work
harder
overtime to digest this food, right? And when you eat meat, your body is working on that meat for hours. So if you eat meat at lunch and you eat meat at dinner, the meat that you ate at lunch hasn't been digested yet,
right?
And then you went and eat meat for dinner, so now you restart that whole cycle of digesting the food that's in your system. So with vegetables, you eat it, that's it, because remember, vegetables is mostly water anyway, and fiber, right? And a lot of it is insoluble fiber, which is great for your body. It TMI, but insoluble fiber,
what it does
it to do what when you go to where,
what it does,
right? So, but meat stops that from happening, unfortunately. So, there's a lot of perks to eating vegetables, and that's just what it is.
You can't deny it. I mean, it doesn't matter what you decide to do based on research.
Yes, based on research. And if you want to really get scientific about it, our teeth is not made to eat meat. Like, if you look at the animals that eat meat, their teeth is like sharp, like this, like canine, like it's pointy. Our teeth is more like herbivores. Like, we're meant to eat shrubs and vegetables and fruits. We're not really meant to eat meat. That's why you have to cook the meat, because you can't really eat raw meat. Your teeth won't chew it. You know, it won't
Mm.
break it down. So, you know, we can go into this and
But
be
we're
a whole
not.
nother hour. But I'm just letting you know that if you're here and you're trying to be healthy, you're on the right
I am
path.
so proud of you. That's
Don't give
awesome.
up.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yes.
Right. And you know, I'm here for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm here for you. Linda said, you know, it happened to her too. She ate eggs after not eating it for a while, and it made her extremely sick. It's crazy, you know. And you have to be careful now because there are finding out that a lot of supermarkets and places that serve meat, they are dyeing the
I'm
meat,
so tired. Like
they are
every day.
coloring it,
Every
they
day.
are doing all of these things. I was at Walmart a couple years ago, and I passed the meat section, and the meat was gray.
Ugh.
I'm like, how is it even still on the shelf to be sold in the refrigerator? Like the meat was gray
You were in Walmart.
in Walmart. And because I was in Walmart. So, you know, anyway, we're not even going to get into that. But don't buy meat from Walmart. I mean, I'm just, don't buy meat from anywhere,
I don't
really.
even think it's meat.
Babe.
I
But
don't know what they.
it's a lot of the meat is dyed because that color is not really what meat
It's
is.
supposed to be appealing and
you know, so they dye the stuff,
Mhm.
you know, and then they feed them different things to make the color look a certain way. So there's just so much, and then they
lot.
pump them with antibiotics because the animals are sick. It's a lot, you know. And people become vegan and plant-based for different reasons. You know, some people care about the animals and they don't want to see the animals hurt. Some people do it for health reasons. I mean, I do it for a little bit of all of
Me
the
too.
above.
Me too.
You know, because after I saw some videos of the way they were treating the little baby and the little baby cows,
I know.
it kind of hurt, you know. And
Yeah.
it might sound weird or mushy, but literally, like
it's okay to be mushy.
no, my feelings, you know, I was really hurt because it's like they, soon as the calves were born, they
just
get
snatch
taken
it.
away from the
Yeah.
moms. They never actually get to breastfeed from their moms, right? They take out, because when a cow becomes pregnant, they start creating a lot of milk. That milk is for sale. So if the baby calves drink the milk, they can't sell that milk. So they immediately take the baby calves away from the mothers
feed them
so they
corn.
can milk the cows, and then they create powder milk and all these other things and feed them corn, which they shouldn't be eating anyway. Cows supposed to eat grass, not corn. So they feed them all of these different things. So it's like you just have this animal that is now stressed because here I am into the world and I don't have my mom. I can't breastfeed. You know, there's a lot. So that just kind of was like, man, and it just kind of hurt, you know. So not to say like I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. Like I have leather. I'm not gonna throw away my leather. Like I spent a lot of money, you know, but this is the future.
But I like your truth.
You know what I mean?
You have to stay
Like,
in your truth. I like your
yeah.
truth.
So I'm not buying anything that's leather now, you know, but anything that I bought previously, I still have and I own, you know. But I just do my part
I was just gonna say that.
as
Just
much
do
as I
your part.
can, you know,
Yeah.
and I try to be as conscious as much as possible in terms of what I'm doing, the environment, and then being plant-based is better for the environment, it's better for the world, right? The more we farm animals, the more green gases are released, the more pollution is done, the more damage is done to the earth, the more damage is done to our land. It's actually better to grow vegetables and scrape up the land growing vegetables than it is to clear land out so you can have animals to graze and farm, right? So there's a lot that goes into being plant-based and being vegan. So when you find your why, and when you know what you're doing it for, if it's health, if it's for the animals, if it's for the environment, if it's all of the above, then more power to you.
Period.
All right. Lydia says she's vegan for the animals. Boom.
That's what I'm talking
Shakalaka.
about.
That's just what it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you so much for rocking with us.
You had a nice group. I'm jealous.
Don't be jealous, Sardi. You were here too. You know what I mean? This is the chef and the wig maker.
Nice.
You know.
This is so nice. Mom is here. So
Daniel, the fam,
Daniel's
you know,
here.
Shauna, Sesabek, some good people, Nikki. And Nikki, yeah, she spoke to me a while back about salt, you know, and you know, cooking without salt is something that a lot of people have to deal with, you know, and you know, we spoke about a few things that she could do to really help, you know. Omari, what's up, man?
What's
good
up,
to see you. You know, And there are a lot of things that you can do, and just being able to know that there's a resource that you can go is just awesome. And I am here. Thank you, Lydia. I am here. You guys have me as a resource, and I will always put out content that helps. I will always put out information that helps you be more plant-based and just
100%.
show you how amazing plant-based food can be. Like, I can't wait for you to see what we have in store.
Oh my gosh.
The dishes that we're going to create. It's always going to be something different. And you know how I cook. For those of you that have seen my videos, we don't do anything regular. Like, who has time for that?
Text him. If you text me, I'll try to sell you a wig. But if you text him, you get
so it's like we're always gonna do food that's different.
Yeah.
We're always gonna do food that. And before I leave, I want to leave you with this. When you cook food, it is very important, especially when you're cooking food for other people. All right, make it look good. Make your food look good. Take an extra minute to plate your food. Take an extra minute to cut everything nicely. When you present food beautifully, automatically people will be more accepting of it, and they will want to try it, and they will want to eat it. And you yourself will enjoy it even more. All right? So make your food look good, and that will ultimately allow you to win over even more people, including your family. All right? I like wigs too. I would love to see them.
I know.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, and happy birthday.
Oh,
thank you,
so
Nikki.
much. This was awesome.
Yes. Thanks, Mom. Faye. Everybody, we love you.
Peace
all right.
out.
And we wish you nothing but success and the best. All right. So I'm glad you guys got to join us. And
so cool.
Yeah, until next time, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow on Kitsch. And when you join me on Kitsch, it's 2 p.m. every day, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. All right, 2 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays every week. I go live, and you can join me. You can even come up on the chef's table, and you can talk to me. You can ask me questions right there, and then I can see you. You can see me while I'm cooking, and we can have a party like we always do. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. And have a great rest of your week. I'll see you tomorrow.